Hey Meredith,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
what's your story?
Okay, you want me to start from the beginning?
What's your story? Whatever your story is,
Yeah.
that's your story.
So here we go. Had this sort of metaphorical success trajectory in my life, and everything seemed to be perfect. That was my story. Things went great in high school, seemingly so. Got into a great undergraduate school, was a collegiate swimmer, ended up graduating as local girl here in Atlanta from Georgia Tech. Everything seemed to be perfect. Never mind the fact that, while I had always gotten good grades, thermodynamics kicked my ass not once but twice at Georgia Tech. So I had the privilege of failing my first thing ever 2 times. So that was the first failure in my life, and that's where it began. Got very involved in leadership at Georgia Tech and sort of established my brand there that way. And after school, I didn't want to go on and take the normal job, and I found a really cool trip with Outward Bound to go live in South America for about 6 months. I've lived an extraordinary life up to that point and started a financial advisory practice at the ripe old age of 23 years old. And I busted my ass, and I wasn't profitable for 5 years. I got married to the perfect guy and had the perfect baby boy in April 2005. And then boom, just like that, June 1st, 2005, I went to North Fulton Hospital and they told me, "I am so sorry, you have a 8-centimeter anomaly in your right parietal lobe in your brain." And that's when everything stopped. At that point, I got out of North Fulton Hospital, I got MRIs, I got CAT scans, I was told that I needed to have brain surgery. Keep in mind, the first surgery in my life had been a C-section only 6 weeks before. I have a little boy sitting at home. I'm being told that I have a diagnosis that most people die within 6 months, and a long-term survivor is that of 2 years. So the music stopped, man. It stopped right there. I had my first brain surgery here in Atlanta. I subsequently went up to Duke University, had a second craniotomy there, I had a third brain surgery, which was a clinical trial. I did a lifetime dose of radiation to my brain. I did a year of chemotherapy, and like the baller that I am, I worked through the whole thing. I worked through chemotherapy, and I made it out the other side. And that happened in 2005. So when I'm amidst chemotherapy, my mom passes away at 2006. And things go from bad to worse. Things in my personal life get even more tumultuous because everything is just upended in chaos and not knowing if I'm going to be here. I was told I had a year to live, but only because I was an athlete. Had a great surgery, got great treatment, and so I was able to make it out the other side. And I was able to keep pushing through and kept my practice going the whole time, and officially got divorced in 2008. There was so much fear around that divorce. As a woman, I think that sometimes we struggle with, we know that we're capable of being on our own, but there's still a fear component of not being with that person from before. And I felt like I was walking away from a lot of financial security, and I was. But for me, being able to just cut ties at that time was the best thing for everybody. And I did. And surprisingly enough, it allowed me to play without a net. And I grew my business, and I doubled my business over the next 2.5 to 3 years. And my business continued to grow, and I continued to create relationships. Some of these relationships that I still have today in 2017, I got back in 1999. I'm in an uncomfortable business. Nobody wants to talk to a financial advisor. That's like going and getting a colonoscopy. I want to make things to where it isn't uncomfortable. It's a routine thing where I'm approachable and I can have a real conversation. And it's not about selling product. Every day is a new adventure for me, because if somebody's working with me, they're family. When somebody messes with me, messes with my family, messes with one of my clients, it's not good. I'm loyal as the day is long, and most of my clients have been that way about me, having been in this industry as long as I have.